Welcome to JMO, Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday. It is March 14th. And Joe, you hear that?
Sounds maddening.
You hear that? That, my friend, is the beautiful sound of a completely failed bracket. I already know. You know how I know? I know because my SEC bracket actually did pretty well.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you can't have two repetitive things go well for you.
No. If one thing goes well, I can go ahead and guarantee the next thing will absolutely bomb and fail.
Well, just tempering up expectations.
Yeah, exactly. You set the bar so low that, like, even when you fail miserably, you still do better than what you set out, than what you expected. So, yeah, It's undersell, over-deliver. It's been the name of my game for my entire life.
Yep.
So yeah, the bracket is here. March Madness is up and running. We had our conference tournaments. What was the biggest surprise to you?
Biggest surprise to me, I'm going to go with actually Texas beating Kansas.
That was a big one. That was a huge
surprise to me. Also going through the smaller conferences, Texas Southern they're right now a 14-20, but they were a 13-20 team going into the championship of their conference and winning it all.
That's insane.
Yep.
That's wild. And people can say, like, hey, that's such bullshit. That's why we shouldn't give these tiny conferences a seat in the... Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. No, this is why we love March Madness. It's because a 13-20 team can get into the fucking big dance. All they have to do is get hot at the right time.
It's not supposed to be explained. It's madness.
Yes.
That's why they call it March Madness.
It's fucking stupid. Don't get mad at the game, okay? You got to learn how to work the game. And in this game, it's so maddening that you just, at this point, you just hope you're just the least unlucky. That's how you got to go about it.
Yeah.
I thought Texas winning the Big 12, that was surprising. I thought Memphis beating Houston was probably the most surprising thing because Houston is a very physical team. I know they what's his face? Oh, I can't remember his name. Is injured.
Marcus Sasser.
Yes, Sasser. I should know that. Sasser is injured. I know that. I don't know. There's not a timetable yet for his return, at least that I have seen. I think he should be back. He's probable, I think.
Mum's the word on that, yeah, as far as his timetable. I checked to see as well, because, I mean, as far as picking the NCAA tournament, that was a big factor for me.
Yeah, for sure. I still think Houston's going to be physical. My stock in Memphis, like, just, I'm talking absolutely shot up.
Yeah.
You'll see whenever we talk about the brackets. But yeah, the conference tournaments, for the SEC, I picked Bama to win it all. I guess the surprise to me was kind of Texas A&M. And Vandy was hot.
Yep.
Vandy was hot, and I should have picked them over Kentucky, but Texas A&M, they look good. They look pretty good. Now, granted, they didn't look very good up against Alabama, but I also think Alabama might be the best team in this bracket. I mean, they are the best team in this bracket. I think I picked them to win.
You picked them to go all the way.
I picked them to win it all.
They're my Final Four team. There's just too much talent on that team, and Nate Oates he's a good coach. I mean, he took Buffalo some places whenever he was over there.
Right. So yeah, Nate Oates, great coach. We'll get to that in a second. There wasn't too many surprises. I like how VCU's looking after their conference championship. Furman won. That's gonna be a good game. But yeah, like the conference tournaments, man, it's just like a little taste. It's an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to a nice restaurant and they bring out the Caesar salad. Yep. And you're just like, oh man, this is getting me the lettuce is just enough to get you even a little bit more hungry for that nice fucking filet mignon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That was the conference tourneys for me. Do you have anything else on that?
I know we talked about last time Kennesaw State, 3 years removed from a 1-win season, is in.
That's pretty cool. You always love to hear those fucking stories, man. Like the coach coming in and turning it around. Like those are the type of stories they make movies out of.
Yep. Another thing I think is kind of under the radar a little bit this year, which is surprising because they typically are on the top of the radar, is the Zags. Gonzaga actually dominated St. Mary's, which are two teams that are typically coming out of that conference. They beat them in their championship 77-51. Maybe a little underrated in this conference championship, or in this tournament.
I'm hoping that people aren't seeing that because that is my big angle. I got the Zags in the Final Four, bro.
I do too, actually.
I think Mark Few is good. I think Mark Few does not like being disrespected like this. And they still got Drew Timme. They still got a very solid core on that team. They know how to play basketball. I think they're just a little disrespected now. I think they're going to come out firing. I got them in the Final Four.
They only lost 5 games this season. Like, what? Do they have to only lose, like, 2 games to actually get some respect? I don't know. Like you said, experienced coach. Drew Timme's still on there. Big-time experienced player. That's just the signs of a run for me.
That's me too. I'm disappointed in Tennessee. I was very disappointed in Tennessee. I think Rick Barnes just knows how to coach basketball in February. I think once he hits March, Rick Barnes just forgets how to coach.
He forgets how to coach. Okay.
Yeah. I also Kentucky. I never know with Kentucky, man. They year in year out they have enough talent to go to the Final Four every single year. And Calipari, he's supposed to be a good coach. So we'll see about that. Arizona's looking hot.
Kentucky is my Elite 8 team. Surprise.
I have them in the Elite 8 too. Did you just look at my bracket?
I swear I did not look at your bracket.
All right. Well, if you got anything else on the conference championships?
That's about it.
All right. Let's get to our bracket. Oh, this is my favorite. One of my favorite times of the year. I fucking love it, dude. Brackets. Because brackets are something we've talked about many times on this show. It's easy for us to understand.
Yep.
And then this is just make an entire league put an entire league into a bracket. Okay. And that's just there's nothing else. There's nothing more for me to try and understand. I get it all, and then I miserably fail every year. But this year I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. Let's start with the South. This is going to be a fun one. I got Bama going all the way to the championship, so I clearly have them beating out like teams like San Diego State, Virginia, Maryland. On the other side, I think Arizona's going to make it to the Elite 8. I think they look good.
I've got a little upset watch on that one.
Who, Missouri?
No, actually Utah State. Utah State's kind of my Cinderella going to the Sweet 16. I don't know if you recall, but back in 2018, which surprisingly is about 5 years from here, today.
You didn't have to say that.
I know. It's
crazy. You didn't have to say that.
As crazy as it sounds now, Utah State has a coach by the name of Ryan Odom, who used to be of the UMBC. Yeah, UMBC Retrievers. The first team, number 16 seed, to take down a number 1 seed, Virginia.
Oh, I remember that.
So now he's back in the loop with things. He's at Utah State. He's got him second year going into turned some things around over there. Got him going into the NCAA tournament. That's my surprise team.
I love it. What do you? So you have them? You have them beating Missouri and then beating Arizona.
Yep.
And then who do you have them beating in the Sweet 16?
I have Baylor.
Baylor winning.
Yeah, I like Scott Drew. Scott Drew's got a lot of experience in the tournament.
He does. He does.
I'm
very good.
I'm a sucker for good coaches. Like, if you give me like a good coach, good tournament coach is giving me reputation, something I've seen in the past. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that one.
You love a good coach storyline too.
Yes.
You're a sucker for the good coach storyline.
Dude, I will figure out, like, if I get intrigued with a coach's storyline, I will figure out every ins and outs about him. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm still keeping tabs on Greg Marshall. I'm waiting to see where he goes and gets his revival.
Right.
Another comeback story. Shaka Smart with Marquette.
Yep. Dude, Marquette is on a fucking tear right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's some intriguing matchups in the South. This is going to be a fun one. WVU versus Maryland's going to be fun. You know how there's always 5-12 upsets?
Yes.
And a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but there's a few people I've heard that are picking Charleston over San Diego State. I think San Diego State's going to make it to the Sweet 16. I think they'll beat Virginia in the second round.
I've got actually this. Gosh dang it.
We have the exact same bracket, don't we? Jesus. All right. Well, maybe we'll get to something that we don't have.
Well, tell us that we're brothers without telling us we're brothers.
Exactly. I'm sure this is kind of where I went off script. I got NC State versus Creighton. I think NC State's going to make a little bit of a run. I think they're going to beat Baylor in the second round. I think they're going to go to the Sweet 16 and lose to Arizona.
Okay. That's a little different from mine. I got Creighton winning that one. They seem to have like a solid team, but I don't really see their talent going any further than Baylor.
Yeah. All right, well, let's just go. So we both have, who do we have in the Elite Eight from this?
My Elite Eight starts off with Alabama and Baylor.
Okay.
Purdue.
No, just in the South region.
Okay.
So Alabama and Baylor, who you have winning that?
I've got Alabama.
Alabama. Okay, cool. Let's go down to the East. This one, this is probably, in my prediction, I know that not a lot of people think this, but this is, in my prediction, this is going to be the most chaotic one. This is the tough one. Purdue got dealt a shit hand. Although I don't think they're going to go very far. Intriguing matchups: Duke, Oral Roberts.
As much as I wanted to put Oral Roberts,
it took everything in me not to put Oral Roberts.
I know, because the way Duke finished out the conference tourney, but I really wanted to put Oral Roberts.
We're thinking that we're literally like have our brains linked up or something, because that's that. If Duke hadn't won their conference tournament, I would have put Oral Roberts immediately.
Oh yeah.
Obviously they probably.
What was it? They dominated North Dakota State in the conference championship, 92-58. I think they have 30 wins in the season. Mm-hmm. That's just a recipe for a great team.
And I'm gonna fucking regret it. I know I'm gonna regret it, especially because I have Duke moving on to the Sweet 16. I have Tennessee beating the Raging Cajuns, unfortunately. The unlucky number 13. Just it's a thing. There's a reason why it's an unlucky number 13. I have Tennessee winning that, and then I have Duke beating Tennessee. So I don't know. What do you?
I got actually Louisiana, UL Lafayette beating Tennessee on this one.
I don't mind that. Yeah. I don't mind that at all. You know why? Because, like I said, Rick Barnes just forgets how to coach once it hits March 1st.
Yeah. And I just don't see anything special with this year's team with Tennessee. Tennessee typically has some ball players year in, year out, and Rick Barnes has had some good teams, but I just don't see this one as being one of them.
Here's where we're gonna differ a lot. So Purdue, I got them obviously beating whoever wins the number 16 seed. I have Memphis beating FAU, and then Memphis beating Purdue, and then Memphis beating Duke, and then Memphis winning in the Elite Eight, and then Memphis going to the Final Four.
Good gosh,
they can fucking score when they get on a roll and start putting up fucking numbers. They get on it's mostly just because they beat Houston. They beat them pretty good in the championship, in their conference championship game. I don't know. I'm probably gonna I live by Memphis. I'm gonna die by Memphis.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different than what I've got in that.
Oh yeah, what we got here?
I got a first round loss.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! All right, well there we go. Now we got something different.
We got some difference.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Why did you scratch them out? I see you had them written there first.
I kind of liked when I was watching Florida Atlantic. I kind of liked them. Coming out of their conference tournament. They look strong. They got a well-balanced team. I just, and that was kind of one of the things I was thinking with like those bigger teams sometimes. They kind of run out of gas and they overlook their opponents. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like the Florida Atlantic team. They kind of surprised me a little bit.
Well, good. I'm glad we differ there because I just saw the bottom part of your East bracket. I think we might have the exact same thing. Kentucky, Kansas State, Michigan State, Marquette, and then Kentucky versus Marquette. Kentucky to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, pretty standard. It's basically most of the favored people winning at that point, except for Kentucky beating Marquette.
Yeah.
So,
Which, all right. I almost put Michigan State over Marquette though. That's what I.
I was kind of
almost did that.
I was a little bit close
Marquette,
on that too.
Marquette's just they're on fire right now. They're playing really well. So, who's all right? So your Elite Eight is what? Purdue and Kentucky.
Purdue and Kentucky.
All right, mine's Memphis and Kentucky. I got Memphis going to the Final Four. Who you got going to the Final Four?
I got Purdue.
All right, let's go to the Midwest. Houston, Northern Kentucky, Houston. I honestly, this side, it was all. For the most part, it was all high seeds are gonna win. I think A&M's gonna beat Texas though. That's my, and this is a very, very unpopular opinion because everybody loves Texas.
I know. I wanted to do A&M over Texas but I just kind of, I don't know. I think Texas is gonna take them. Although Buzz Williams is a good coach.
I love Buzz Williams.
Yeah. So. But my surprise a little bit over here is actually Mississippi State if they get through past the first round.
That game's going on right now, actually.
Is.
I haven't picked that one yet because, like you, if Pittsburgh wins, I think I'm gonna pick Iowa State. But if Mississippi State wins, I'm gonna pick Mississippi State. And that's the same with the West region. If Nevada wins, I'm gonna pick Nevada over TCU. And if Arizona wins, I'm going to pick TCU over Arizona State. Right now, it is halftime. Pittsburgh 35, Mississippi State 34. So pretty close. Let's see. Who's your lead eight in this one?
For that side, it is...
For Midwest, yeah.
Midwest is Houston and Texas.
Who you got going to the Final Four?
Houston.
All right, I got Houston and A&M, and I got Houston going to the Final Four. Okay, so right now we have Bama, Houston, and you have Purdue. I have Memphis.
That's correct.
Big number one seed guy. Big number one seed guy.
Well, the number one seeds were pretty strong this year.
Yeah, they were. And also, since the year 2000, there's only been 2 brackets that have not included at least number one seed. The number one seeds always get there. There's at least one always there.
That's got to.
And usually there's 2.
Yep.
Now all 4, that's rare. That's rare. Almost as rare as none of them being in there. So, let's go. And lastly, the West. Kansas. I wanted to put Arkansas over Kansas so bad.
I did too.
I wanted to, but Bill Self is way too good of a coach. He knows what he's doing. Been there, done that. He's got a great team. Anytime Bill Self has a great team, I can't bet against him, unless they're Mark Few and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Yep. The only 5 in this bracket has the only 5-12 upset I'm gonna pick. I'm picking VCU over St. Mary's. I'm not a big fan of St. Mary's. I don't know. I don't really have a legit reason for that. But I'm gonna pick VCU. VCU is on a roll. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got VCU. Actually, that next matchup with VCU and I've got UConn beating Iona. I think that's going to be a good game. But I kind of like where UConn's been lately. They're kind of a hot team, so I've got UConn going into the Sweet 16.
This is where I get really frisky. And that is definitely a pun because I got Iona. Iona beating UConn. I got Iona beating VCU. I got Rick fucking Pitino getting frisky in the Sweet 16, baby.
Oh, that's right, huh?
I got Rick Pitino getting frisky. That's why it was a pun. It's a Rick Pitino joke.
Yes, but, I see that.
Yeah, this is the tournament that's gonna get him a job, probably at like something like Providence or something like that.
Not a blue blood yet.
Not a blue blood yet. I think he needs one more step before, and I think somewhere like Providence or something like that is gonna be perfect for him. But yeah, I think Rick Pitino is gonna get to the Sweet 16 and lose to Kansas. But yeah, and then we got the same down at the bottom there. The Zags. Zags all the way to the Final Four, baby. I'm down. I'm all Drew Timmied out. I might even grow a mustache.
There you go.
Might even grow a mustache for Drew Timmy. Probably not because I look bad in a mustache. I would have UCLA going to the Final Four in this one, but the injury to what's his face, their best defender. I can't remember his name. It deterred me a little bit.
Yeah, anytime you lose a player of that caliber going into the tournament, I think they'll be able to rally the first two wins. Because of talent-wise, they're just much talented, more talented than UNC Asheville. Although they might be able to surprise some people.
Mm-hmm.
And they've actually got a senior graduate student right now, Tajon Jones, I believe it is his name. I had it written down, I think. Yeah, Tajon Jones, who got real hot in the championship game. Yeah, real hot.
Nice. All right, so our Elite Eight is Kansas versus the Zags, and we both got Zags going to Final Four. So my Final Four: Bama, Houston, Gonzaga, Memphis. Your Final Four: Bama, Houston, Gonzaga, Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have in the championship?
Houston and Purdue.
Who do you have winning?
Purdue.
What?
I know.
Oh boy, this is where we're gonna Oh man, we're gonna separate ourselves into this bracket. Like as much as we have the same, we're gonna separate ourselves in the second round easily. Either if Purdue beats Memphis, I'm screwed. If Memphis beats Purdue, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So okay, all right, that's actually kind of fun. So yeah, that's our brackets, and of course, it's going to they're just going to get absolutely mutilated on the first day, like it always does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so don't just fade everything we just said. Fade everything we just said. Don't do any of that. So
if you've listened to this podcast before, just fade everything.
Everything. All right, let's get to OTDISH. Let's see. Let's do two each. So in 1954, Milwaukee Braves future home run king Hank Aaron homers in his debut exhibition game against the Boston Red Sox. Good old Hank Aaron, Boston Red Sox.
Opening expedition game.
Opening expedition. Yep. 1954. That was a long fucking time ago. What you got?
All right. 1956. 50-year-old baseball pitching star Satchel Paige signs a contract to play and manage the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro National League.
Ooh, nice.
At 50 years old.
50.
This man's still playing. He's managing and playing.
Jesus. And we giving a pitch count to these, 26-year-old pitchers.
Right.
Jeez. I got, in the spirit of that, I have, in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain played every minute of every game for 47 consecutive times.
Jeez.
Talk about, what are we doing? This load fucking management? Wilt Chamberlain played every fucking minute. Who cares if he just stood under the goal and caught shit? He had to run up and down. He's like this, and he didn't get hurt. The load management shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
Josh Hart put it into that. I mean, he
Right.
basically, when he was did a reality check, hey, we have guys that are going into the office, going into the factory, the work yard for 12 hours a day. I think we could, play a game of basketball.
You can play a fucking game of basketball. You can play what you were born to do, what you get paid millions of dollars to do, what you practice hours and hours a week to do. You can do it. It'll be okay, boo-boo. You'll be fine.
I mean, you know what? Maybe they don't have the best facilities, in the world for rehabbing, and they're a little deprived of, different things as far as recovery methods.
Oh, wait.
Or do they have the top notch in the world?
Oh, wait. Maybe. Oh, man. Whoa. They do have the. Oh, no. You say it ain't so. They have access to what? The best fucking equipment in rehab facilities of all time?
Yes.
In the world? Oh, man. Oh, no. Dude. Oh, man.
Here's my my tiny violin.
The smallest. I'm crying. We are crying right now. All right. What's your next one?
All right. And this one, in 1978, the NFL permanently adds a seventh official, the sideline judge.
Ooh, I like it.
So adding more refs to the game, really honing in on those false starts. I wonder if they were having a false start problem.
They might have. Maybe.
Either a false start problem or
lining up on sides.
Well, I was going to say catching problem. like downfield catches, going out of bounds to see if they got that toe tap. I could see that being an issue too.
Could be a problem.
Without a sideline judge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because back then it was hard to see with those blurry ass cameras. I got one more actually. The 1976 jockey Bill Schumacher wins his 7,000th race. Joe, I don't think I've ever done anything 7,000 times.
Right.
I don't even think I've masturbated 7,000 times. This dude won his 7,000th race.
And let's not skip on the fact that Bill Schumacher.
Yeah.
Excellent name for a horse racer.
Awesome. Yes. That's the perfect jockey name.
Yeah.
It is. William Schumacher. That's it. Done. All right. What's your history one? On this day in history.
1923. The U.S. 29th president, Warren G. Harding, becomes the first president to pay taxes.
Oh, no way. Got you good, you fucker. You thought you were going to get out of taxes, huh?
So is he essentially paying himself?
I don't know. I don't know.
Paying his, contributing to his own charity?
Which the charity is the Charity USA?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really know how that works. I don't know how taxes work. I don't know how the U.S. economy works, much less. I pay somebody to do all that for me because I don't know how. It's tax season right now, and it's like, hey, here, just let me know what you need, and I'll give it to you. I don't know how any of this shit works. I'm just here.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know if presidents still pay the taxes.
I barely know who the president is. That just shows you how much I keep up with politics. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. Let's see. Mine is the German military official Ferdinand Graf von Zeppelin received a U.S. patent for a navigable balloon, also known as a blimp. The first Zeppelin made its initial flight the following year. Now, this was intriguing to me because I love Led Zeppelin. Is that why they have a blimp on their album cover and why they're called Led Zeppelin?
Maybe.
I don't know this. This is just... I just happened to find it. Happened to scroll. Led Zeppelin's my favorite band of all time. They're the greatest ever. They got the best singer, best drummer, best guitarist, and John Paul Jones is a good bassist. He's a good bassist. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know the history enough of Led Zeppelin to know that answer, but we should find out. Or somebody just comment on it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, anything else on that?
That's it.
I think that was pretty good. Let's go to the NFL free agency. Now, Joe and I discussed this. We're not going to get to all the free agent signings. We're just going to touch on the biggest ones. That's it. Because fuck, man, it was like as soon as the gates opened for free agency, it just exploded everywhere. I want to start with the Bears trade. Is that a good place to start?
I think it is. I mean, that was the biggest highlight of the weekend.
Yeah, the Bears trade the number one pick to the Carolina Panthers. What they got was the 9th pick in this draft, a second round pick. I think it's the 61st pick in this draft, a first round pick in 2024, and a second round pick in 2025, and perhaps maybe like the biggest lagniappe of this trade, DJ Moore.
Yep.
DJ Moore, I don't know how he got thrown into the mix, because DJ Moore is still a very, very talented wide receiver. He's very good. And it's like right what the Bears need. The Bears making competent decisions and moves is just really confusing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Look, some people say that the Panthers got screwed. And you can make an argument for it. Here's the thing. I think the Panthers are just making Panthers moves. That's all they're just doing Panthers things. It's just classic Panthers, They'll probably draft Bryce Young, or better yet, they'll probably try and get Cam Newton 2.0 in Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Well, I guess being realistic, though. I I mean, yeah, they could maybe try to do the second coming of Cam Newton, which would be Anthony Richardson. But
And that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. But more realistically, I mean, it's basically that they liked what they saw from C.J. Stroud, and then they're going to do their homework on Bryce Young, just make sure he's not the best candidate, and then basically probably draft C.J. Stroud.
Bro, it's looking like the people are saying it's looking like Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Well, I mean, the thing is like the timing of it, though. It came right after the NFL Combine.
Yeah, but how long were they negotiating that for, though? We don't. I don't know. Because they could have been negotiating that before the Combine. They could have started negotiating it after the Combine as well. I don't know how long this shit takes. I'm not a front office guy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Good job, Bears. And Panthers doing Panthers things. I think they gave up way too fucking much.
Well, the one thing I did take a look to see, because I wanted to see how we've done, or what number one picks have gone for in the past, because I thought it was a good bit, a substantial amount, but also I thought it wasn't terrible. I mean, considering going up for the number one pick, because there was a lot of people vying for that number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a look and saw the previous number one picks in recent memory. We had 2016 when Tennessee Titans traded the number one pick to the Los Angeles Rams
for Jared Goff.
Yeah. And the Titans received a 2016 first round pick. That was the number 15 pick. A 2016 second round pick, a 2016 second round pick, a 2016 third round pick, a 2017 first round pick, and a 2017 third round pick.
Wow.
And then the Rams received the first pick, a fourth round pick, and a sixth round pick. So that one was quite a substantial amount.
Yeah, but the Rams got something in return as well.
Yeah, so but I don't know. I thought that put a little bit in perspective there.
They had 2 second-round picks for that draft and a first-round pick and a fourth?
Yeah, there was.
That's a lot.
The fourth round pick was it the following year? No, it was those were only the third round picks, but that was. It wasn't a fourth round pick that year.
That's still a lot. And the draft picks for football, they're not watered down like the NBA draft picks.
No.
The football draft picks, that's why the NFL draft is so much fun, because every single pick, man, you have no idea what you could find a stud in the fourth round, or the first round talents are usually pan out.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's incredible.
Yep, absolutely. Then the next one after that, because we hadn't seen one before that one in a while, it dates back to 2001 when the San Diego Chargers traded the first pick to Atlanta Falcons to pick
Michael Vick.
That was
well worth it.
Yep.
What did they trade?
They traded Tim Dwight, a wide receiver at the time, the 2001 first round pick, which was number 5, which they ended up drafting LaDainian Tomlinson. A 2021, I think that's 2001 third round pick, and a 2002 second round pick.
Okay, so not too much.
Not too much, but that was also a 3 or a 5 trading up to a 1.
A 5. Okay, all right. So that's a. Yeah, okay. All right. That makes sense. Damn, they got LaDainian Tomlinson with the 5th pick. That's massive. That's one of the few times picking the running back in the top 5 has worked out.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out too often like that.
So, yeah, those are just recent memory first round picks that are number ones that got traded.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So just to put it in perspective, because I think sometimes people are like, whoa, man, that's so huge. And it's like, all right, well, let's compare it to other ones.
Yeah, that 2016 trade actually had a lot more than I thought. A lot more picks than I thought. Still, I think with this draft, I think people are thinking maybe because it has a lot of decent quarterbacks. It's not, but I also think that the reason why it looks like that is because people are comparing it to last year's quarterbacks in the draft, which were shit. It was definitely not very talented.
Nope.
Up and down as far as quarterbacks go, and we're seeing it. We saw that this year. Anything else on that trade?
That's about it.
Let's go to Austin Eckler wants permission to talk to other teams. Don't do it, dude. Like, bro, you're 27. Nobody's giving you an extension or a long extension because you're old for a running back. Yeah, you're really, really good, but like we've seen, people can just go either to the draft or free agency and grab somebody who will suffice. Everything's going to the air, bro. You can't ask for wide receiver money while being a running back in today's game.
Yeah, I think it's not really him. It's just the market right now. Because even the best running backs right now, Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley, both got the franchise tagged, which was a max $10 million a year. So, I mean, I get that he wants to get paid before, like, the running back timeline is up for him, and I believe he's been one of the most productive running backs in the league. As far as touchdowns go, I think he has like 12 more than the next closest running back as far as combined to receiving and running touchdowns in the last 2 seasons or so. Mm-hmm. It's been like insane.
Dude, I give his market awareness a Madden rating of 10. He's got 10 out of 100, bro. Market awareness. Because, yeah, you're right. He's, like, just stay on the Chargers. Y'all are definitely going to make a run for it this year. Like, we thought y'all were going to do it last year. But, like, I mean, you were still very good last year. It's just stay on the championship caliber team. Justin Herbert's going to get better. He's going to get better. You're going to get playing time. You're not going to get as much money as you want. You're not going to get as much money as you want anywhere else. Just sign with fucking Chargers.
Yeah, but I think he does make a team considerably good or considerably better.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Nobody's going to pay him, though.
I think most teams will trade for him but won't pay him. They'll just ride out that last year in his contract.
Yeah.
And just use him for a year.
I agree. Darren Payne got paid. I brought this one up because this is nice because I think those interior defensive linemen are way more valuable than they were getting paid for. Obviously, Aaron Donald was getting fucking money, but Aaron Donald is a once in a he's a generational talent. He got what 4-year $60 million. 4-year $90 million.
I was about to say Darren Payne got paid.
4-year $90 million, $60 million of it guaranteed. That's what I meant.
Gotcha.
Second highest paid interior D lineman behind Sam Darnold. I wanted to just point that out because I think it's awesome. I think it's great that defensive players are finally getting the money that they deserve.
Well, when you are paying the most amount of money to QBs, they've painted a target on their back. And who's going to be the guys that are going to go after them? It's your defensive lineman. And that's pretty evident, self-evident of, like, Aaron Donald's contract, now Darren Payne. Last year, Jonathan Allen got a 4-year, $272 million contract. Javon Hargrave is one of the more older players.
He just got paid from San Francisco.
And he just got paid 4-year, $84 million. And so, I mean, that's the market telling you, like, hey, we got to get to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm an outside looking in guy. I don't like I don't understand the U.S. economy, the U.S. market. So I pretend like I understand the NFL market. I would probably be doing the same thing if I was these players. I would be wanting more money and not understanding what I'm doing. Pretty much like Lamar. Lamar Jackson, I'm giving his market awareness a 10 out of 100 too. Because I really do think that, and we'll probably see this later on. It won't be as evident and as clear soon, but I think later on we'll see that him not hiring an agent was probably the biggest dumb move of his career. So yeah, good for Darren Payne, good for defensive linemen. I got 2 of them together. Ramsey to the Dolphins. It doesn't matter. Tua's going to get hurt. Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins. Doesn't matter. Tua's going to get hurt. And that's it.
That's a pretty sick combo, though, of Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey.
Dude, Miami is going to be such a fucking stacked team, minus Tua. That's it. Tua's going to get a concussion. He's going to break. He's going to break something in his body. Something in his internal system's going to shut off, and he'll probably do the scarecrow fingers or whatever they're called again.
Well, that's when your boy, Superman, Mike White comes onto the field.
Dude, he's going to be so good for 2 games. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. He's going to be great for 2 games, and then he's going to go back to sucking, and then they're going to have to find Andy Dalton or something like that, who actually signed with the fucking Panthers. Yo, what's up with the NFC South just swapping players?
It's not a strategy that I would recommend given the records of the NFC South last year.
Did they not are they like living in such a bubble that they don't realize that all the other teams in the NFL play better than them?
They might. That might be. They might be in a bubble. They might be in the NFL bubble.
It's
they haven't actually gotten out of COVID.
They haven't. They're still in Mardi Gras. They haven't left downtown New Orleans.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go that direction.
Which I mean, yeah, that's just kind of where my brain went because we were down in New Orleans last Friday. It's easy to get lost down there. I could probably start partying down there and just never stop.
Yeah,
never stop. I can because it's wild. New Orleans is crazy. I was talking to this bartender a couple weeks ago, and she gets to work at 2:00 in the morning. That's when she gets to work to start work at 2:00 in the morning. She doesn't get off till 10 a.m. And I was like, okay, that tells me all I need to know about nightlife in New Orleans.
That's got to be a wild crowd.
Yeah, dude. That's got to be piss stained and throw up everywhere.
Yeah,
I would not want that. But yeah, I don't know. The Mike White led Dolphins will be very entertaining. He's like a white Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, he's gonna love those weapons over there, Tyreek Hill and
and Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
They just re-signed Mostert too.
I think they still have Marquez Wilson over there as well.
Wait, is Jasicki? I know Jasicki's a free agent, right?
Yeah, he hasn't signed somewhere yet, but I don't know if he's going to be back yet. But
that'll be that. Yeah, the Dolphins are going to be a very fun team to watch next year. And here's the thing: I hope Tua stays healthy, just because with Tua on that team, it's almost like they're going to win the AFC East. At least give Buffalo a run for their money. But I just don't see Tua staying healthy for if we go over under games, I would set the over under at 9 games that Tua would play. I would pick the under. Okay. Over under 9 games played by Tua under.
What did you think about going back to Jalen Ramsey's trade? What did you think about the value they got out of him?
What did they get?
They got a 3rd round pick, and they got
they only got a 3rd round pick, I thought.
No, they got a 3rd round pick in Hunter Long, a tight end. Who no one knows about, but
no one knows. I thought they got him for cheap.
Yeah.
I think he wanted out of LA for some reason. I don't think he was vibing with the Rams organization. I think that's the only thing I can think of. Jalen Ramsey is like Kyrie Irving. He doesn't really stay in one spot for very long.
Also, Miami's going to have to pay him. He's on the contract year.
Oh, gotcha.
So I believe
that
it was a little
the Rams
bit of money.
Trying to get rid of that.
Well, because the Rams don't have money, they sold out.
Oh yeah, no, they sold out for the 2021 Super Bowl. And hey, they got it, so good for them. You know. All right, Patrick. Really quick, Patrick Peterson to the Steelers. The Steelers have been making weird moves, like bringing people on that are really decent and thinking they have the potential to go on a Super Bowl run with Kenny Pickett. Is that what's going on? I don't understand.
I do like your take on it being weird. This just didn't seem. Don't get me wrong. Love Patrick Peterson. Maybe a little bit on the tail end of his career, but
he's still productive.
It's not a typical Pittsburgh Steeler move.
No.
If you've seen the cornerbacks in the past, Cam Sutton, who they just had, they drafted him. I think Levi Wallace they did get him from free agency, but he was still young in his career. They usually get more of a younger kind of type of defensive backs.
Oh, I agree. It's just been their moves have been weird. It's been strange. I don't understand it. Also, I loved how Patrick Peterson said that he wanted to go to a team that would get him jewelry, and I don't know what kind of jewelry he's planning on wearing in Pittsburgh, but it ain't gonna be rings.
Do you think it's maybe the jewelry from his from the helmets?
Oh, maybe he thinks that the Pittsburgh Steelers logo is a bunch of jewelry.
I mean, it is diamonds, isn't it? On their helmet.
I have no idea what the fuck it is.
Some Pittsburgh Steelers fan inform us.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's probably like the logo of some steel mill or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, so the Pittsburgh Steelers are weirdly loading up for I guess a run with Kenny Pickett. Let's see, Jimmy G to the Raiders. The memes are funny. They basically traded Derek Carr away and got a better looking Derek Carr. I don't like that. I think that's disrespectful to Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr let's put some respect on Derek Carr's name. He is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. For 100% better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's got a stronger arm than Jimmy Garoppolo. The only thing is he's not as good looking as Jimmy Garoppolo. That's it. He's better. He's a better quarterback. If you ask 100 people, I guarantee you 99 out of 100 of them would rather Derek Carr over Jimmy G. I guess it depends on the coach. Kyle Shanahan, I guarantee people would rather Derek Carr. Now Josh McDaniels, this is where the Jimmy G trade makes sense. McDaniels coached him at the Patriots, so they have a connection there. That's the only thing I can really think of.
Well, that's the biggest thing you got to think of on this. Like, anybody who said this was like a surprise, like, no.
Hasn't been following football. Has probably just started following football in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, this was the most obvious free agent pickup. It was just a matter of, like, whether the Jets were going to maybe make a late run at him, but the Raiders went and swooped him up early.
Yeah, yep, I agree. It's stupid. I don't know. I didn't like the disrespect that they had put on Derek Carr's name. It was poor Derek Carr. I mean, Jimmy G is way better looking than Derek Carr, but I would rather have Derek Carr.
Hey, as Saints fans, we'll appreciate Derek Carr.
Yes, we will.
Because we're forced to, and he's on our team.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
No.
I don't think the Raiders are going to be good next year. Like it's so weird, man. I went from last year thinking they had a potential. They were potentially AFC West champions to they're probably going to be fourth. The Broncos are probably going to do better than them.
Well, they're going to be young. I mean, they were stacked with picks. Got a bunch of picks, especially in the late rounds. He's definitely copying the Belichick way as far as going after the no names in the late in the round.
Yep. I mean, McDaniels is just a product of Bill Belichick. So.
Yep.
All right, this one was the one that made me laugh the most. Sam Darnold to the 49ers.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan, he just keeps trying to make it difficult for him. He just levels up. He levels down. He wants to make it more difficult for himself. He's like, all right, look, I did this with Brock Purdy. Now let me take probably the hardest quarterback to win with in Sam Darnold, and I'm going to win with him now.
Yeah, he's like, oh snap! You think Sam Darnold's career is done? Let me just recycle him and he's just gonna basically ooze over himself of just himself and his ego.
Oh, he's gonna get to the playoffs, and then he's gonna just pull up a screen of the 49ers starting roster, and it's gonna have a picture of Sam Darnold's face, and he's just gonna whack off to the playoff a playoff win with Sam Darnold's face painted on it.
Maybe into his playbook,
Yeah. Oh, he did. His playbook's so sticky from last year with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Dude. And then he just everything he did with Jimmy G. Oh, Jimmy G, that playbook is stuck shut. You can't even open that playbook with Jimmy G. Yeah. Jesus, man. He just tries to level up or level down, and he gives himself more challenges.
More challenges, yeah.
That's all he wants.
Yeah. And the thing is it's tough to go from a step down from Mr. Irrelevant,
Yes.
And like, so he's basically finding new creative ways to level down his quarterback, but also like, still succeed in the NFL.
So what's the only worse thing than Mr. Irrelevant? Some guy who got mono in his mid-20s. Some guy who somehow got mono in his mid-20s. That's how he's gonna. That's the only explanation. That's how he's gonna do it. Let's see. We got Darren Waller. This happened actually today. Darren Waller to the Giants for a 2023 third-round pick. I don't understand. I don't get it. Yeah, sure. The Giants needed wide receivers, but they needed wide receivers. They need wide receivers. So they went out and got Darren Waller.
Did they miss Evan Ingram that much?
They missed him so much, dude. They're looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars roster. They looked at him in the playoffs last year and was just like, oh man, I miss him.
It's like somebody that they dated for a while. He moved on and dated somebody else and was living his life better. Posting the Instagram pictures. Showing off that he was better off without him. And now they went to go date somebody else to try to show him up.
Yes, that's the classic. Hey, look who I'm dating. I'm moved on from you now, but I want to make sure you see this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, here's the Giants just seem like they're suiting up for a Super Bowl run. Like the Daniel Jones contract, picking up Darren Waller. They franchise tag Saquon Barkley, but I think they're gonna work something out in July. By July. They put a couple of pieces together. All right. Does this sentence make sense to you? Daniel Jones, Super Bowl winner.
It just doesn't flow.
No, it doesn't. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I think like in the English grammar, like that probably wouldn't be a complete sentence.
No, it would be just like the AI would just implode and blow up.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be able to understand that. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Last thing I want to get to. We got to talk about the Aaron Rodgers drama. I was going to try and save it for whenever he actually decided to pick a place. But it's funny now because Aaron Rodgers, not only is he the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, he is also now the GM of the New York Jets. as well as the owner of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
This man, he's just the jack of all trades, bro.
Yes.
Christmas came early for him. He had a Christmas list, and right as of now, 2 of those four off the list are checked off.
Yeah. No, you're right. I love how you put it as the GM of the Jets.
Yeah. Oh, he's great.
He's just slowly taking over the NFL.
Yeah. It's just making his way one team at a time. He's just holding everybody in limbo, and I think he's loving it. I think he's secretly loving it.
Oh, he just absolutely delves into this stuff. Like, this is just, like, what gets him off. So, like, if Kyle Shanahan gets off with, like, making bad QBs good, like, this is, like, what Aaron Rodgers gets off is just, like, everybody with the attention on him.
Dude, I think it's the text messages in his phone. And when he sees text messages and calls from, like, GMs and coaches and stuff like that, that's when he's just like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. And, yeah. It's funny. It's comical now. It's absurd too. I don't know why he what's taking him so long. Did his brain go dead in the dark? Ayahuasca too much for him. And what would be the best?
What's that?
Is if he just demanded all this stuff. Jets went through all this and he just retired.
Then he just retired.
Yeah. Then just said fuck off. All right, I'm out. I'm gonna go to fucking Papua New Guinea or something like that.
Yeah.
And snort blow in the Philippines or do whatever the fuck he does. I don't know what he does.
I love how, like, his demands are basically, like, assembling a team together to chase the 2014 Vince Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
Like,
Mercedes Lewis, Randall Cobb, OBJ.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's trying to put together.
Like,
although,
what year are you in, Aaron Rodgers?
That ayahuasca of just in darkness retreat just flew him back. It's like that Always Sunny episode when Frank falls out the window and he goes back to 2006. Yeah, that's great. That's pretty much what Aaron Rodgers did. He just went into darkness and went back to 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens to that with that. Speaking of Odell Beckham, he looked good. He's been working out for teams, and I think he looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He's always been a natural talent. It's just like, I don't know. I don't read too much into highlight videos. I'm a Joe Burrow stance type of guy. Like, hey, work out on your own time. You don't have to post it to IG.
No. But he's worked out for teams.
I mean, yeah. I'm just seeing the videos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he I think he looks pretty good. I'm a big OBJ guy. Have been ever since LSU. I'm always gonna root for him. Always gonna root for him. But do you got anything else on free agency?
That's about it.
All right, let's get through the NBA. I don't really have too much. One quick thing. I might put a future on the Warriors.
Oh.
I might put a future on the Warriors because when they're clicking. I mean, we saw this yesterday. Klay Thompson threw up 33 points in the first half. Mm-hmm. When they're clicking, nobody can beat them. They're just like the Warriors of old. I know they're getting up there in age, but man, when they're fucking shooting, that's the beauty of their style of play. You can be old and still win with the way they play.
Yeah.
That's just that was my one thing I have. It's I like the Warriors.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're not bad. They have a proven track record, and they kind of have the same style as like in the same mantra as like Bill Belichick and the Patriots did back in the day. It's like, all right, hey, look, we're gonna go through the season, and everybody make sure you rest up. Once we get to playoffs, so just make sure we get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Once we get to playoffs, then it's game on, and then they make a run for it, and that's the same thing with the Warriors. Is like they have the same core. Like, all right, let's just make sure we do some stuff during the season. Make sure if we have some injuries, we rehab them. Just make sure we're in the playoffs, which is kind of easy to do nowadays. And it's like once the playoffs come around, all right, now let's buckle up. Let's go. I
agree. You got that core, and then they have their Tom Brady and Steph Curry. That's all they need, and then Steve Kerr is a hell of a coach. The big thing I wanted to talk about, the NBA, and the NBA PA are moving closer to an agreement to establish a rule that a player must play a minimum number of games to be eligible for major awards as part of potential new collective bargaining agreement. I like that. I think this is a step in the right direction. Adam Silver's finally fucking getting off his skinny ass and doing something about this instead of trying to be buddy with all the fucking NBA players. I miss David Stern. I really do. I miss David Stern. He was hard-nosed. There's a reason why he was commissioner of the NBA for as long as he was. He wasn't trying. He was all about business, and he was always trying to make the game better, but also keep it fun. Adam Silver's just like, yo, what up, bro? I'm trying to fit in. No, dude, you're a skinny ass white dude who's bald and has glasses, man. You're not gonna fit in. So I think this is a step in the right direction. I like it. I still want them to lower the amount of games to 70. I think 70 is a good number. And fuck load management. The load management shit is bullshit. People are paying lots of money to come watch you play, and you're gonna sit on the bench because you are tired.
You're tired?
That's pretty much what load management means to me.
Yeah, I know. But I do like that. And honestly, it's not anything that's like very, let's put it this way, like substantial as far as like a season goes. But like as far as winning rewards, yeah, I think that's something that easily can be done.
Yeah, I agree. So the John Morant saga continues.
Yeah, he had to enter himself into counseling program in Florida. But
counseling for what? Yeah, sure, he's a nutcase, but like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna tell him to do?
I don't know. I think that's kind of show face.
Type of move. That's all that is. That's just for the media to be able to say, oh, all right, this is what he did. Now he can go back to playing. He ain't gonna change. He's not gonna change. He's like, I mean, and honestly, like, besides he has a bad track record. I don't really like the whole fact that the gun thing is what sends it over the edge. That's stupid for me. Like, I'm glad something finally did, but the fact that it was the gun thing that sent it over the edge is dumb. Yeah, punching a 17-year-old, that should have been what fucking got people's attention, and I know it did, but it didn't. He didn't go to fucking rehab for it.
Yeah.
Like what? We have rehab for guns now? No. Like that's what it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, because he didn't shoot anybody with it.
No. And did you see how small that gun was? It was like a fucking pellet gun. We talked about this. It was like an airsoft gun. Like it was tiny. Why are you gonna flash it? Flash like a fucking 50 cal or something like that. Don't flash a fucking pea shooter. Like what? That'll like what? After you get shot with that, you're gonna just need a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. What are you doing? You're making like millions of dollars in the fucking NBA, and you hold up a little. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What else we got in the NBA? Talk to me.
So, not too much news-wise, but as far as, like, this is the time, where we're getting ejections and fines, of course, but right now in the standings, we're getting kind of close to playoff time. So, about, roughly around 13 games left in the season. And let's put it this way. In the East, it's not as close, but it's still pretty close. But the 4th seed and the 12th seed from the East right now has an 8-game separation.
From the East or the West?
From the East. Now the West, in comparison, 4-game separation.
Ooh, that's what I like to hear.
From the 4th seed to the 12th seed.
That's what I like to hear.
So it's going to get really exciting here. The craziness is about to begin, not only for just college basketball, but for the NBA.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of the best times of the year. I'm going to go ahead and break this news out to people. So go ahead and do what you will with this information. So breaking news, the Pelicans have missed the playoffs and missed the play-in games. They're out of both. So,
yeah, we're a little sore about that.
So, you can go ahead. Don't put any bets on the Pelicans because I've already told you they're not making the play-in games and they're not making the playoffs. So do what you will with that information. What else you got in the NBA?
That's about it.
All right, the players happened. The only note I have on this is bet Scotty Scheffler on everything. If you're doing like a Masters pool, if you're doing a British Open, U.S. Open, PGA Championship, it doesn't matter what fucking golf tournament it is. Bet Scotty Scheffler always. He is a monster. He's an animal, and he's playing out of his mind right now.
That's Scotty. He's so hot right now.
So hot. I mean, he's not. He's like he's 25 years old. Did you know that?
25 years old. Yeah.
He looks older than me.
Yeah, no, he's definitely.
It looks like a 38-year-old suburban dad already.
Yeah, I mean, you put some, high top socks and some jean shorts and be tucked in shirt, maybe a little grill thing in his hand. Yeah, he's definitely could qualify for 40-year-old dad.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. How you like your steak cooked?
Right.
flipping that spatula.
Yeah. But I guess the last thing for the players, we had 3 hole-in-ones and hole 17.
That's crazy because hole 17 it's 90% water.
Yes. I mean the pin placement is usually at the front of the green, so like typically you're just trying to get to the back of the green just to actually stay away from the water. There had been 10 hole-in-ones leading up to this tournament.
Like total?
Total.
Yeah.
And they had 3 this time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think people just stopped trying to be conservative and just went for it. Like, anytime you try to be conservative, you're going to hit it off into the water. But so people are just like, what, fuck it, let's go, send it.
Well, they had two of them that had some sick backspin to it, and one just dunked it in. I mean, it bounced like 10 feet away from the hole, and it bounced 6 feet high and just dunked.
Oh, I saw that, yeah. It kind of hit the rough at first. Yeah, that was a great one. All right, so scenario, real quick before we go. All right, so these are your options. At the 17th hole, if you make the green, if you just make it onto the green, you get $1 million. If you miss the green and it goes into the water, or no, I'm sorry. It doesn't have to hit the green. It just has to make it on the island.
Okay.
If you make it on the island, you get $1 million. If you miss it and it goes in the water, you get a year in jail. Are you taking the shot or no?
Oh, give me the shot.
Yeah, give me the shot. Fuck it. I'll spend a year in jail if I have to. I don't know. That's tough. Because it's a hard shot.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else?
That's it.
All right, we will see y'all next week. We are going to start, big announcement, we're going to start changing it to Mondays. We will be on Mondays. We kind of want to get our takes in a little bit earlier. A lot of shit happens over the weekend, and on Sundays. So we kind of want to get the our opinions out there before a little bit earlier. So, but starting next week, we're going to be recording on Mondays, and then put the show out on Tuesdays. So we will see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.